Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we've got loads of funky stuff to talk about. So last week, we covered the news that there'll be some Primaris lieutenants for the Blood Angels and Dark Angels. Oh my god, I've recorded the intro to this about 7 times at this point, and I keep saying Space Wolves, and I don't know why. But I didn't do it this time, so it's fine. But then I spoiled it by immediately saying that that's what I've been doing, so well done me. Blood Angels and Dark Angels lieutenants, and I liked them. I thought they looked pretty good. Now, thanks to a bit of White Dwarf leakage, we have images of the shoulder pads, the kind of upgrade sprues that we're going to see for the Primaris stuff. There's also some pictures of the actual Primaris boxes, so like Aggressors, Hellblasters, and Interceptors. Not Interceptors. Inceptors. No, not even Inceptors. Intercessors. I hate... Look. Before we go... I hate the names. Alright? I thought I was okay with them. I'm pretty sure I defended them when we first saw Primaris. The more I try and remember what it is that I'm looking at with these gits, the worse it gets. For a start, I always say Interceptors instead of Inceptors because Interceptor is a word, and Inceptor, the last time I checked, wasn't. And don't say Inceptor and Intercessor, that's too close together. Just makes everything confusing. Don't like it. Anyway, Blood Angels boxes for Aggressors, Intercessors, and Hellblasters. No Interceptors, they don't exist, and I haven't seen any for Inceptors yet. We can have a look at those, and I'll be interested to see what you think of those, because I'm not massively impressed with them. We also have a little bit of a sneak peek as to what the Dark Angel stuff will look like. We don't have the boxes yet, or at least I haven't been able to find them. And we also have this chap, who we'll start out with. We'll start out with this lad. So this is quality. I'm just going to say this right now. I love this model. I understand many people won't. It's very blingy. It's very over the top. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Look at this dude. Look at what a magnificent specimen that is. So this is Captain General Trajann Valoris. Hang on, I need to get my glasses on. I thought it was Valoris or Valoris. It is, yeah. I kept reading that as O as a C. And Valkyris doesn't sound quite as good as Valoris. Oh no, does it? No, it sounds better actually. What am I rambling about? This model is quality. Okay, I'm just putting it out there right now. I'm absolutely loving this model. So this basically means, you know, we got 100,000 likes on the Warhammer 40,000 Facebook page, and as a reward, an HQ for the Custodes has finally been dropped. I know it's probably pronounced Custodes, but I read it as Custodes, and now it's stuck like that forever. You know how it goes. What do I like about this model? Literally everything. It's so daft. It is so excessive. I cannot help but love it. The insane size of that axe is immense. It's just quality. Look at the scale of that thing. That is absolutely mental, especially when you consider that, given the maneuverability that he probably has in that armour, that is like the most unwieldy thing I've ever seen in my life. I absolutely love it. It looks great. The armour is approaching Gilliman levels of bling, which I'm all for. The hilarious giant feathers coming out of his crest there. Absolutely first class. Can't get enough of that. Whatever that is, like his groin guard, whatever you want to call that. There's no part of this model I don't like. Even the head. And I'm someone who always puts helmets on their troops. Having your bare face out in the middle of a fight is just dumb. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it. That, though, for some reason, that works. He looks so disapproving. He looks so insulted that you would dare even make eye contact with him. I'm absolutely okay with it. I mean, look at the dude's cloak. Look at it. It comes all the way round the shoulder pads. That's awesome. You could sleep like a family of 5 under that cloak. Absolutely great. I know there's going to be a lot of people who don't like that, but to be honest, it's so excessive, it's so over the top, it's so larger than life. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. We also have a little bit of a rules thing, actually. So there's been a battle report, and in the battle report, it is mentioned that during one of the turns, the Dark Angels' Grim Resolve ability allowed me to re-roll ones to hit if they didn't move, so there was little risk of losing any of them. So this was a Dark Angels versus Eldar by the look of it, because they mentioned Wraithguard. So we have a little peek. We have a little bit of a peek there as to one of the rules for Dark Angels, which is cool. Hopefully we'll start to see some previews soon. We can get some proper stuff. we can start to see exactly what's going on with them. But it's a nice little teaser, and I'm assuming that that's going to be a command ability, as in that's going to cost command points, which also puts to bed some of the other rumours that I've seen for Dark Angels, because I've been trying to keep up with the Dark Angels rumours, and some of the stuff I've been reading has just been so hilariously wish list. It's just been like, yes, and anyone standing within 12 inches of this banner gets rerolls of 1 to hit and to wound and for saves and blah blah blah. It's just like ludicrous. And a command ability that allows you to reroll 1s to hit if they don't move, that actually seems perfectly fine to me, and it seems a lot more realistic than a lot of the stuff that's been floating around. So, be interesting to see what else they get. Looking forward to that. Now, these boxes, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed. So, let's have a quick glance. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the Primaris Aggressors there. Blood Angels, Primaris Aggressors specifically. They are red, that's fine, but that's just a paint scheme. You could have done that to your Primaris that you got out of the Dark Imperium box, all the other kits that are available now. The concessions are a little bit of decoration here and there, and I'm going to be absolutely honest, I was kind of hoping for more. I was kind of hoping for more for these kits. It's the same story with the Intercessors. Again, I mean, you know, shoulder pads are fine. The occasional little blood gem in a helmet, that's great. But I was really hoping for more in the way of personality. I mean, the existing Blood Angels kits have got so much personality. They're so different from standard Space Marines that just a look at them and you're like, oh, that's Blood Angels. These Primaris kits, they get in there. They get in there with the chapter iconography, but they're just not quite there for me yet, to be honest. They're just not quite there. They're still a little bit homogenous. They're still a little bit bland. They're still lacking that extra touch that would make them, you know, more Blood Angel than they currently are. Like, something that it bugs me, and it probably shouldn't, but it does. Things like the chest icons. At least make the chest make a separate chest for Blood Angels and Dark Angels and Space Wolves when they eventually turn up. Don't just have the same chest that you get on the normal ones. It's only a small thing, but I would really prefer to see that. And it doesn't do any favours to the idea that Guilliman is just replacing everything with his own brand of, like, Ultramarine Marines, you know? I want them to have a bit more personality. And these are getting there. They're getting there, don't get me wrong. But they're not quite there yet. I feel like I'd want more customization than this. You know, more to denote what chapter they're from. I'd be interested in what you think, though, because, I mean, that might be enough for you guys. You might be kind of sitting there going, Kiri, they look like Blood Angels, what's your problem? A lot of that for me is down to the paint scheme more than anything else. I really want the actual models to be more related to their chapter. But, you know, that's just me. That's just me. You may well disagree. So let's have a quick look at the upgrade sprues, and there's a couple of examples. I've got these in the wrong order now. Damn it. Okay, so we'll start with the Blood Angels first. So this is the kind of thing that you can expect from the Blood Angels Primaris upgrades, and I believe these images are from Ben V94 on Reddit, which I swear to God, like, at least 4 of the videos I've made have been prompted by him posting screenshots of shit. So keep up the good work. So yeah, so you can see there what you get. Get a couple of angry heads. You get that helmet with a little blood droplet in it. A nice book. Everyone needs a book. Tilting plate. That's what it is. Tilting plate. And you know, some nice little blood drops and stuff. It does help. It does make them more. But it's bits like this bit that I really want to see customised and changed, and by the look of it, you're just not going to get that from this kit, which is unfortunate, I think. Dark Angels, very similar. The old pointy hand is back, excellent. We all need a pointy hand in our lives, and you've got an arm with a sword to just, you know, just casually lean on, as though it's no big deal. That's the way to roll. And in fact, there's an example of that model right here. Now, for me, I'm going to say right now that if I thought the Blood Angels weren't quite distinct enough, Dark Angels are way, way up there in terms of not being distinct enough. I mean, you see stuff like that, I see that and I'm like, hell yes, Dark Angels, nice, that looks quality, that looks proper. And then I got excited because I saw this chap down here. And I was like, oh, does that mean that Dark Angels get like a bit of extra robage going on? Is that an option? It does not look like it, does it? I've now lost the original thing, but it doesn't look like it, which is a shame. It looks like, again, it's you get a book, you get a tilting plate, you get some pouches and some reliquaries and, you know, a couple of shoulder pads, which is all fine, all good, but I was hoping for that a little bit more, because that guy is solid, and that is undeniably Dark Angels. And you know, the icon on the chest and everything. I mean, the same thing applies to the Blood Angels. Like that chap is, you know, that's a Blood Angel. That is what I'm looking for on all of them. I'm looking for a bit of that. I'm looking for a bit of fancy groin cloak. Loincloth is probably what it's actually called. But you know, these sets, they're a good start. They're a good start. I don't think they're all the way there yet, but they're a good start. Question is, what do you think? Is that enough? Is that enough to make them Blood Angels? Is that enough to make them Dark Angels? Or would you, like me, like to see more? Would you want it to be more pronounced, a bit more out there, some more options? Like, would you like to see, you know, just extra bits in there, just to add that extra Dark Angels or Blood Angels flavour? Words, they're difficult. And finally, actually, this kind of ties into when the Space Wolves get released, because, you know, they're at some point they're going to be on the way. The Space Wolves especially need their own kind of feel. They are very much they're very much departed from the other Space Marine kits out there, and they have a very distinct look to them. If Space Wolves have proper Primaris access and all that stuff, and they only get shoulder pads and a couple of heads with a bit of hair, like even more than Dark Angels and Blood Angels, I don't think that's going to be enough. In fact, I think that's going to be really kind of crap. I'm really hoping that at least the Space Wolves will get full-on customized armor for Primaris, because whilst the Blood Angels and Dark Angels are a start, and whilst they're okay, they don't go as far as they could, for my money. They don't properly sell it, and I think the Space Wolves, especially, you need to properly sell it. So it'll be interesting to see what they get in the end when they're announced and we start seeing bits and pieces show up. Anyway, let me know what you think about this lot in the comments below. Do you love the Custodes, guys? Are you absolutely loving the dude? Are you going to be buying the dude even though you don't have a Custodes army? Or do you think he's just like an ornamental prick and you don't like the look of him at all? Be interested to know what you think. I love him. Same for the Dark Angels and Blood Angel stuff. Does it do enough for you? Or do you think they need a little bit more? Let me know. And tomorrow we'll take a little look at the sprues for the quick build, easy fit, snap fit. And then he said idiot models, but that's really not polite to people who buy them, especially since I intend to buy them. Mind you, I suppose I'm calling myself an idiot. That's fine, I do that all the time anyway. But yeah, we'll be having a look at those, seeing kind of what the customization options are, whether they look to be any good for the reduced price. And yeah, that's what we'll do. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, click all the links on the video itself. If you want to click them, it's up to you. You don't have to, but there's a subscriber Patreon, there's a couple of other videos I'm sure are excellent, or at least okay. And I will see you for the next one. Toodaloo.